First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Right to the air. Here is Goff. Got his man. It's Williams. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
That's a good start to the ball game. Maybe a little bit of a tone setter offensively. They come out throwing right away, and it's an early completion and a quick first down.
Now Goff. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The Lions at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Again, Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14. Heck of a start for him here, Charles, on this opening drive, and they're doing it all through the air. That's 4 snaps and 4 passes so far.
And I do think that there's an argument, Brandon, to maybe mix in a running play or two, but the way that these offenses are constructed, you can get that done with swing passes and checkdowns. The way they're throwing it, I keep pressing it downfield.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This defense for the Vikings, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Trying the left side with Gibbs. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Goff now to throw. This one swung out to Montgomery. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Montgomery will take this one in. It's a Lions touchdown. Well, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, it looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The slot man in motion right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. You talk about this Lions defense. They were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
You have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. To the air with McCarthy. And he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Following the fumble recovery, Goff escaping the pressure right. Got his man, it's Bo Melton. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Lions 7, Vikings nothing.
Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. He's trying to get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it'll be 2nd down. Goff now looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
From the gun, here's Goff. Flush to his right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash. When he broke out of there, and they force him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Gibbs straight ahead. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Bates' kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
From the 31, here's a second down and 9. They'll go again to Jones. And a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Play action. It's Goff. Sliding out of the pocket. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for second and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it third and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And the Lions are going to be set up with a first and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets them down to the 6-yard line. Seemed like they picked an excellent time there, Charles, to go with the draw play.
They certainly did. Caught them a little over-eager trying to get into the backfield and get to the quarterback. They used their speed and their aggressiveness against them, didn't they?
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And this brings up a third and goal. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And now can they reverse the trend on third and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Gone. There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Lions add 6 to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes our score 17-0.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Throwing is McCarthy. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Here's McCarthy. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those...
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Looking to throw McCarthy. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And this one is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the
road. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they'll have time for 1 play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3.
Jeff Cox to kick off for the Lions.
17-3 the score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
2nd down and 4. Now McCarthy. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And Jefferson's going to have the Vikings first down as he'll get this to the 44-yard line.
7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. Now a first, and he loses the football a second time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. 2nd and 11. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Caught that one from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
3rd down from the gun, McCarthy.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Goff.
Over the middle and taken in by Laporta.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there. And he did a lot of that on that play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before it gets into enemy territory.
16 more on that one and another first down.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off. As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the 3rd quarter from Detroit. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. It's a solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 68 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Going back to Gibbs on first down.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Here's Goff. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Goff now looks to throw.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jamison Williams.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Lions have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Powering his way forward. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. McCarthy.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there for Minnesota. 53 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
A check down here to Jones.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He'll find Jones again, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Aaron Jones.
His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Vikings are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Will Riker to kick off for the Vikings.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
Back to throw, Goff. Throw left side, complete. That's Montgomery. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick. His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there.
96 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches.
Gibbs will try and pick it up.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Goff now to throw.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only a yard of the completion. It's 2nd and goal. Now Goff. And that is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's right. So no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
On 4th down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal.
This to make it a 3-score game late.
Bates' kick is good.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
To the air with McCarthy.
He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
To the air again, McCarthy.
The left side completion to Jones. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Aaron Jones
with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for two.
McCarthy going to look to throw for it.
Buying time to his left. And he'll get in for the 2 points as that'll cut the lead down from 11 to 9. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And now look at him go. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jahmyr Gibbs, his third rushing touchdown of the year. And the Lions have extended their lead to 15 now here in the fourth.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that one could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Two timeouts remaining, but time is of the essence. Down 2 scores. It's 1st and 10.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. Sticking with the pass. Here's McCarthy.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Going for it. Here's McCarthy.
Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions looking like they're going to come away with a victory. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up.
Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now Goff. Over the middle, complete. It's Montgomery. And he will have a Lions first down, and that's the one that should seal a victory. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Throwing now, Goff. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
The offense schemed, going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit